as you can tell, is an actress, and a lot of these women that you're going to see tonight are performers, so it wasn't that difficult for them to make the transition into trying stand-up comedy. But this next woman that I'm going to bring up to the stage never had any acting, never done any performing, and she was really scared. I remember her in the very beginning, really nervous, reluctant to get on stage, and now she's just killing it all around town at all the open mics. Please give it up for Mary Huth.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mary. Hi. My partner, Susan, and I have been together for 27 years. And it's 37 if you count the pandemic. So you can probably tell by looking at me that I'm not one of those cool athletic lesbians. Megan Rapinoe, a shock. Megan Rapinoe and I do not have a lot in common. However, I do like to exercise outside. And I like to go outside because I like to make fun of other people. And one of the places I go is the Hollywood Reservoir. The reservoir is a 3.5-mile, totally flat loop. And my favorite thing to do is when I go there and I see people who are dressed completely inappropriately for the occasion. You know, you'll arrive and you'll see somebody and it looks like they're wearing the entire Bass Pro Shop. You know, they're like head to toe in khaki, and they have like the hat with the mud flaps in the back and a walking stick. And I'm like, next stop, Kilimanjaro, you know? Like, half of the whole entire route is paved in asphalt, so rappelling gear is not really necessary. But Susan and I were blessed with 19-year-old twin boys. They're sophomores in college now. But, you know, I got to tell you, it was like chaos from the moment that they were conceived. My pregnancy was like an MMA cage match. I mean, in this corner, we had Conor McGregor, and in this corner, we had Thanos. And so they just fucking went at it for the entire time in very close proximity to all of my major organs. So, you know, my kidneys and you know, liver and everything was being body slammed. I was super uncomfortable for the entire thing, and it kind of got from bad to worse when they started breathing air. You know, as a matter of fact, when my son was 10 months old, he figured out how to crawl out of the crib, which is bananas because kids don't usually learn how to walk until they're a year. And, you know, I did things. I tried to mitigate the situation. I, like, put Vaseline on the slats, and that didn't work, you know? And I got to tell you, you know, it was a little bit disorienting, you know? You put the baby down, and, like, a minute later, you look down the hall, and he's crawling at you like the girl from The Ring, you know? You're like, fuck, I just put that thing away. So, anyway, it was at this point in motherhood that I discovered the design flaw in cribs. And you young people, you can take notes here. A crib has 4 sides, good, and a mattress, which is nice and soft. But what a crib lacks is a fucking lid. You know, like some kind of steel locking device. Preferably with a key fob, you know? So you can go, boop, boop. Mommy's off for a mani-pedi. She'll be back later. Maybe. Like, for example, if you had twin tarantulas, would you buy a terrarium without a lid? No, right? I mean, I'm not comparing my children to tarantulas. I mean, what kind of mother would I be? That's clear. Anyway, so we discovered very soon that in order to have sort of peace and quiet in the household, we had to tire them out. like dogs. So our strategy for this was we enrolled them in sports at a very young age. But the caveat was that they are not allowed to play contact sports. So you already know what happened, right? They were like, Mama, we want to play football. I was like, oh, yeah, right. I know the two of you, and you cannot spare any brain cells. Football is out of the freaking question. So I maintained this position until the coach that was attempting to recruit them, he, pulled me aside one day, and he said, Mary, how Kenji and Tadashi are always trying to pound each other and end each other's lives. I'm like, yeah, I'm aware of what's going on in my own household, And he goes, well, let me just explain it to you. Football is an acceptable and legal format in which they can attack other people's children. And I was taken aback for about 30 seconds, and I'm like, hand me the liability form, And I gotta tell you, it worked out great. It turns out it is exhausting attacking other people's children. I mean, they run away, they try and hide under the bleachers, it's like, anyway, and then, all the other mothers were justifiably terrified, But, they're 19 now, and I have come to accept the simple fact that they're straight. And I just want all of you to know that heterosexuality is not a choice. I love my straight children.